Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're new here, hello. If you're a returning gazer, hi guys. I'm just bringing some incense. It's literally the fourth time I am doing this reading this morning. It's making me wonder what is going on, right? I checked the moon and it's going to be shifting from Aries into Taurus, which sometimes does have this bit of a, like stubbornness. You got the ram against the bull, like a headlock kind of a feeling in the emotional realm, right? Are we feeling a little frustrated? Which is really odd because we've been feeling pretty, say momentous, right? Like things have been moving forward. And so if we're feeling a little bit today, like it's time to put our nose to the grindstone and get things done, that's where we're at, right? Two things. One, I would like to say congratulations to a gazer whose work did achieve worldwide recognition, right? That happened. We read about this a few days ago in the readings, and then I watched it happen in real time for a gazer. And I just want to tell you, congratulations, your work is beautiful, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing rest of the term, season, show. What are we doing here, right? What's going on? So not just for that individual, but for all of us, for everyone involved. It is time to put our nose to the grindstone, right? And I did Aries and Taurus readings. Those are for whenever, wherever, and I will be doing the rest of the signs. But like I said, we're moving in at a pace here. We're getting things done. So when it's time to do a collective reading, we'll do collective reading. When it's time to take a step back, we'll take a step back. And when it's time to do the signs, we'll do the signs. I think you guys are all kind of feeling that too, right? We'll get it done, one thing at a time, in the right time. Ancestors, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for the collective? Look at that. As we talk about the ram, right? We get the sheep, and we also get the hummingbird, which is the Four of Wands, right? This often talks about a celebration. This talks about togetherness, the beginning of something new, the celebration of a new established something, right? That's going to be long term, and there's like a communal sense about it, where everyone is joining together to help celebrate and bring this manifestation into the real. And we have the hummingbird here, which is beautiful. See my nails? I wanted to, I'm not the greatest at painting nails, but I wanted to do mine like the green shimmer of a hummingbird, because my son and I were hanging flowers the other day, hanging a basket of flowers, and there was a little trumpet flower, and I hung it behind me, and I turned around and I said, how does that look there? And I heard the noise, and he goes, turn around. And I turn around, and there was literally a hummingbird right there, right that close to me, and it was just hovering, and it was magic. It was just completely magic. And here it is showing up for us again. It says homecoming, rest after labor, nirvana. So I think that's where we're all right. Innocence, gentleness, appreciation. That's what I'm saying. I think we're all, like, there's this feeling like we should be pushing ourselves, and at the same time there's this feeling of like everything will be accomplished, right? Everything in its own time will be accomplished, and being gentle with ourselves and others, right? I'm seeing 333. Beautiful, beautiful energies. It's like that knowing and that enjoying of the task, the enjoying of getting the thing done, and building it up, right? Now we have the, 10 of Pentacles. Absolutely beautiful. Look how cute these pigs are. Look how cute. It says, family, true wealth, and avoiding risks. And again, this idea of like establishing something, I heard fundamental, something that will be important to not just you for the time being, right? For generations to come, for the future, for your family, for the others, right? There's a weasel coming through here. What is this about? The Seven of Swords has been coming up a lot, not just in our readings and in our decks, but in a lot of other ones too. And we can see that there is a level of shystiness going on in the world around us, right? This is telling us to be aware and be careful of that, of the weasel energy. What's it say here? The devil is in the details. Secrecy, masks. All right. So when we have these wonderful things going on and we are taking a gentle approach, sometimes people can mistake that kindness for weakness and try to take advantage of us. And again, this is a common thread throughout the readings, throughout the tarot in general, right? Because it's about building ourselves up, our self-confidence. It's about finding peace within ourselves and creating that in the long lasting, right? Even though the world around us is constantly changing, shifting, moving, and not everyone else in the world is to the level of appreciation, gentleness, right? Creating things. And there could be somebody or something trying to weasel their way in, right? Because they see the wealth that's being generated here. The appreciation and the gentleness. What is, oh, can we get 2 more, please? Ooh, 8 of Swords, Woodpecker, and the Chameleon. I do believe we had these last time we came in. And the Puffin, the Fool on the bottom. Listen, you ain't nobody's fool. Okay? Your kindness is not weakness. It is your strength. It's what's gotten you here to the place where you can build these things. And there is a level of risk, right? Especially when it's something so, I heard monumental. And we have to be aware of this. Don't, like, self-imposed mind prison. It says new perspectives, right? Don't allow these things, right? So we go from the 7 to the 8 of Swords. Oh no, what is happening, tinkering in your mind, and then you might allow that to entrap yourself. No, look, become the chameleon. Right? At the same time, be aware of the chameleons. There's definitely, okay, so camouflage, adaptation, and clairvoyance. Using your intuition, using your ability to adapt to the situations, to what's being presented to you, to how things are shifting and moving and changing, right? And being chameleon in that you're not necessarily showing your cards. You're not telling people, you know, what's going on behind the curtain or even what's happening in your own mind. You're being aware. I heard elusive. So, masks, right? Ooh. We're going to get some clarifiers on this. I heard to catch a thief, you got to be a thief. Now, I'm not advocating in any way, shape, or form that you do anything that violates your ethics, your moral code, that puts you in the space of you know, receiving negative karma. That's not what I'm saying at all. But at the same time, sometimes we can't be completely forthright with people who would take from us, right? That's why we have privacy. That's why security in privacy and things of that nature are so important, because there are these other energies, these types of shady energies that would want to take from us. Right? To like seep off the top. Let's get some clarifiers. Okay, well, the one we pulled right out here. The runes. I don't use this deck very much, so. And it does have some bind runes on it. And we'll try to decipher what those say, but let's dig into this. I feel like the more you accomplish, the you know, that's just part and parcel of the course. The more you accomplish, the more the bigger the challenge. The more people are going to try to, you know, get in there. And with every new level, it's like a video game or anything else, right? Like you level up. So when you level up, the challenges become different, but they're equated to the space where you're at, right? So you're not like I heard overstepping your bounds. I heard overachieving. What is going on here? What is the hummingbird spirit about? Please, spirit, what is the hummingbird spirit about? 13th, that's scorpionic energy. And again, that 4, and this came up in one of the readings very recently, could have been yesterday, Aries or Taurus. The 4 and the 4. The this is you, the 13, the manifestation, the energetic, right? Going into that space of creation to reset the foundational security space, right? The 4. So it does talk about, you know, scorpionic energy. It could be a Scorpio in your life. You could talk about 8th house, death, taxes, other people's money, right? The death and rebirth cycle, right? And how do the things that have changed irrevocably, everything is subject to the death card, everything changes. And when things change, they don't go back to the way they were. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. Once you perceive it, you'll never be able to perceive it the old way again. That's what the death card is about. And when we put that with this homecoming, right, this, like, that is the rebirth aspect of this, right? People coming together. When we had this could actually mean an inheritance for you of some kind, something ending so something new can begin. And there is money exchanged here. There's windfall. There is things coming through. It could be a project that you've ended and concluded. It could be maybe you're graduating from a space. Maybe you've concluded a job and you're starting a new retirement here. You know, it's going to be different for everybody how it exactly reflects in your life. But what is for certain is that there is what is done, and what is new is coming through here. And you have the power to direct the direction of that, right? To flow that the way that you would like for it to go, or that it needs to go. Tell me, with the gentle kindness here, what is the sheep? There's also this like follow the leader bit here. So if you are in charge, know that the people around you are watching you to see which way you're going to go with this. What is this sheep? Can you tell me about the sheep? Innocence, gentleness, appreciation. I'm seeing the sheep above the 7 of Swords, the innocence above the treachery here. Look, 6 of Cups. Wow. The people, your loved ones, the people around you. And again, if this is some sort of, you know, a familial thing, an inheritance thing, could be your kids, could be being gentle with the next generation, right? Having like thinking of things in the nostalgic past, and not being resentful about it, not having, this is like a, oh yeah, loving, you know, it brings you back to that space of how you felt in a good way, right? There's like this familialness here, the generations again, and the gentleness of the new, being gentle with the new thing that you're creating, that's manifesting, being gentle with those around you. I heard with your loved ones through this time, because everybody is adjusting. Oop, my alarm is going off and it says 6 a.m. and that's the 6. So relationships with each other, how we're handling each other, how we're the health of something, right? 6th house is about the health and well-being. Okay, what is the 6 of Pentacles, or what is the 10 of Pentacles? It says again, family, true wealth, and avoiding risks. And then we have this risk taker over here, like avoiding the risks because the devil is in the details. So having to go over, I heard fine-tooth comb. What is this 10 of Pentacles? 5 of Cups. Yeah. Again, that at 1313, it's tied to this death card. It's tied to this transition. There is a feeling of sadness. There's a feeling of grief about this, you know? What brought us to this point has changed. It's not the same. What helped you gain and maintain this wealth, this family. So it could be your soul family, it could be your you know, your true blood family, blood ties, your ancestors, your descendants, right? And having a you know, that like again an honoring and a bit of a grief, maybe a lot of a grief for what has gone by, what has gone past, you know, like I'm having this like memory of like family getting together and all having Sunday dinner, and how that doesn't, you know, that doesn't happen anymore. Everybody grew up, separated, got different, more bigger family, other stuff, more people, right, other things to do, and then now it doesn't happen anymore. But when we look back at that, it always gives us that feeling of love and care, and like, you know, and however that was for you, maybe it was a friend group. Maybe it was, I'm hearing like a special teacher, right? Like maybe you were part of a club as a child. I'm here like a drama theater is coming through here, but it could have been anything. I'm hearing horseback riding. So whatever it was for you, that brought you to that space where you were feeling loved, and there was a communal camaraderie. And there's a lot of that here with this Four of Wands energy, that home energy. And how has that changed, and how is that evolving into something new and different, and keeping that gentle touch even amongst this idea of like there could be, you know, underminers here. What is the Seven of Swords? What is the Weasel? The Devil's in the details. Secrecy, masks. The Emperor. Wow. Boss energy. We have Aries and Scorpio, who traditionally were both ruled by Mars, the action taker, the father of war, leadership energy, right? Talking, and again, the four. Four is a big deal. 4 out so far. Whew. There could be two things. This could go two ways, and I think that it does go in both directions here, that someone in leadership was carrying out things and wearing a mask, like not being forthright about the way that things were actually happening in the background, the way that they were handling things, taking care of things. There was like, you know, a bit of a treacherousness here, and so there has to be now a concerted effort to reset the grounds, reset the rules, and to take leadership that is honorable in order, and at the same time equipped, like innocent, did not commit these things themselves, and yet not naive to them. Again, there we go, the be a thief, think like a thief, you know what I mean? Like knowing how they're going to try to approach these things, these ways that they try to get under things and around things and beneath, like sneaky ways of doing things, and having someone who is authoritative and yet and able to mitigate those things, to preempt those things, to see them coming, right? And at the same time to put up, you know, like this is like the I'm not letting that in my house, right? This is like the Emperor standing over the Weasel saying, get out of here, get out of my chicken coop, right? Like not I heard not submitting. Interesting. Trapped up in our heads. You know what? Somebody could be, you know, putting somebody on block, somebody on hold, saying absolutely not. This is because of the way that this is. We're going to kind of, you know, take a moment here. Eight of Swords, self-imposed prison, new perspective. What is this Eight of Swords about? Again, this like King of Cups. Heartfelt, emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, taking the heart approach to this. Again, this is like coming through the scorpionic energy. This is water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. What is going, the mind is going to continue to circle in loop. The mind is going to continue to say things over and over and repeat the same things over and over. The new perspective has to come from the heart space, from that healing space. And again, that's a reconsideration, I'm hearing reconsideration, reassertion. All of this is the heart, right? You've got the Scorpio, the Death card, that's water sign energy. You've got the Six of Cups, the Five of Cups, and now we've got the King of Cups, right? There's this emotional component that helps heal. There's these dolphins in the background. My mom had a dolphin come up to her on the beach in Florida last week, and all I saw was the fin on the video. It was like grainy, the one that in the text message, and I thought that she was talking to a shark. She's like, oh, it's so cute, look how cute it is. And I'm like, why are you talking to Jaws like it's a puppy? And then I realized that it was a dolphin and that everything was fine. But you know, like there's that perspective change, right? And like seeing it from the heart space. Truth be told, I'm scared of the ocean, so I was like, what is that? I wasn't in Florida, but yeah, there's definitely a approaching it from a compassionate, loving, empathetic way is going to be far more effective for the whole than in a tyrannical, dictatorial kind of way, a controlling kind of a way. And yet at the same time, there does have to be that level of authority when it comes to weasel energies. What is that could be this like chameleon, this adaptation, this having to know how to handle who, because we can't handle everyone in every situation the same. Different strokes for different folks, right? Different people are, the weasel, we can't approach the weasel in the same way that we're going to approach the sheep. Doesn't work. They're not built the same way. Their intentions aren't the same. The character isn't the same. Right. Chameleon, please. This is the Chariot. Nope, Seven of Wands. Look, Seven of Wands, defensiveness. And they're both on this perch, aren't they? This chameleon's up on this perch looking at it from a higher perspective, right? Being in a safe space. This is out of like self-defense. This is out of maintaining the higher ground. This is what this is calling for us to do today. Or in this situation, I saw 2112. Absolutely. This is, like I said, leveling up on how we do things. There isn't a blanket way of just throwing over everything and saying this is how we're going to handle every situation, this is how we're going to handle everything. When this transition occurs, right, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of things coming up from the past, a lot of people coming up from the past, and there's a lot of people involved that need to be taken care of, and there's these people in charge here who are, understanding who they need to handle how, what way. And that's why this person's the Emperor. And that's why this person is the King of Cups. And on the bottom, look, the Sun. And I thought the other one was the Chariot, but look how beautiful that Sun is. She's in the Chariot here. How beautiful. All will be revealed. It's absolutely beautiful. Here's that Sun and the Puffin. Look. It's like there's freedom. There's like a freedom here. A 22222, an allowance for movement. Right. The Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords are related to each other. And here it is in that elevation of understanding, right? The revealing of how beautiful things are and the return of trust, the ability to be free. Right? Free from this space. I heard I forgive you. So if there's a forgiveness here. Could be even forgiving people who behave in these ways because they maybe feel like they're going to lose out on something, and maybe they're overcome by the grief of the change. That however this is affecting everybody, it's affecting everybody. Get some tea leaf cards. Tell us about the Death and the Four of Wands, please. And tell us about the Death and the Four of Wands, please. What is this about? Family matters. It could have something to do with the father figure, because we have the seahorse here, the Emperor. So this masculine energies, and the seahorse, the father is the one who carries the eggs, right? They're the babies. Family matters. And again, about like grabbing a hold of something firm and holding on to it so that you don't get washed away in the currents. It doesn't necessarily have to be your dad. It could be, a boss. It could be the person in charge of whatever. You know what I mean? Take it how it resonates, please. Please. What is the sheep? It's like the leader and the followers, though. The sheep and the shepherd kind of feeling, you know what I mean? And being looked after with care, not malice. What is this? What is the sheep and Six of Cups, please? The sheep and the Six of Cups, please. Wind chimes. Peace and harmony. Yeah. See what I mean? I heard the gentle loving hand. You know, that helps bring everybody up, because when one prospers, all prosper. Right? When one is doing well, they can help everyone else to do well, right? When we take care of ourselves and we take care of each other, then that's beautiful, right? And something happened that changed the way that things worked. What was this five? What is the Five of Cups and Ten of Pentacles? I felt like there were two. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Something was learned by this. Something that won't be forgotten. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate, fire. And it evoked strong feelings in you. Again, there's all this water energy over here that's very, intense emotional energy. But tell us about this weasel. What is the Seven of Swords and this Emperor? What is happening here? Boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals, first of all. And Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. It's so weird because it's like, give them the boot. Give them the boot and keep on your way. Right? And also maybe keep an eye on something like bugs or like snakes in your shoes, kind of a thing. Like that idea that like the devil's in the details. Like just keeping an eye out, mind your P's and Q's, dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure that everything is okay. You know what I mean? That you've taken care of all of your bases. I heard knickers. I don't know what that means. Spirit. What is this King of Cups? But it's like, don't worry, you are on the right path. Like you're going the right way. King of Cups, Eight of Swords, please. King of Cups, Eight of Swords. Mountain Road. Take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia. You are on the road to success. Look, you are on the right path. You are on the road to success. Yeah, don't let that mind loop trap you. Scissors. Disappointment in some affair because you're sad about what occurred. And again, that Five of Cups energy. Don't allow it to allow you to become emotionally despondent. Okay, you are on the road to success. Keep going. Fill that cup with love and grace. Because I heard you are safe. You're safe, Seven of Wands. And the Chameleon, please. Adaptation, clairvoyance, camouflage. The Tower, solid foundation, success with efforts. And again, that higher ground. You're standing on higher ground. Look, protection from powerful friends. Protection from powerful friends. Absolutely. So I'm saying, like, these big old big boss energies are going to come in here and straighten things out in this situation. Because I heard you've been through enough. Damn. Been through enough. Is there one in here? Okay, I thought I had a card stuck in a book. Oh. You guys. It's the Hummingbird again. See that? See that? So I want you to keep your eye out for hummingbirds. Whether they're real in real life, right behind your ear, visiting you, whether it's in a song, whether you see a picture of one. So I heard a tattoo. Somebody's got a tattoo of a hummingbird. It says defy gravity. Yep. I made a piece a long time ago. And it says the laws of gravity do not apply to Heather. And it was like this spinning thing. Like it was, but no, because you are rising above it, higher ground, can't be held down. I'm going to read that for us now. And look at it. That's it. That's the message. I'm going to cry. I feel emotional right now. Impossible things happen every day. Just ask the hummingbird, who is an aerodynamic impossibility, a jeweled miracle. So are you. Every time you go beyond what has been proclaimed as possible, every time you escape the confines of should or shouldn't, every time you step beyond what is known to discover what gifts await you in the unknown, you are defying the confines of normalcy and spreading your wings so your life can defy gravity. Now is the time to think in terms of the impossible becoming I'm possible. I heard ain't ever gonna hold you down. Never gonna break my stride. Got to keep on moving. Sorry, I don't know the words to that song. But that's the song that came up. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe. And thanks for coming back. And seeing us again next time.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.